There's two of them. They've got Matthew's gun now.
Now, mate, hang in there. What about the other two? You got eyes on Keely and Matt?
Matt's not moving. Rachel's not moving now. And Keely I haven't seen.
Where are you all pushing behind a tree?
Yes, but he's walking over. There's two of them.
Walking over towards you?
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Split. Then Nathaniel and Gareth Train firing bullet after bullet.
On December 12th, 2022, the remote rural community of Wieambilla in Queensland, Australia, was shattered by an act of violence that shocked the entire nation. What began as a routine welfare check on a missing school principal became the deadliest police ambush in modern Australian history. 4 young constables walked up a dusty driveway with no idea they were stepping into a trap. The people waiting for them weren't hardened criminals or fugitives. They were 3 former school professionals, 2 brothers and a wife, who had descended into a shared delusion so severe they believed the police at their gate were literal demons sent to destroy them. The officers who made that walk deserved far better than what awaited them. Constable Matthew Arnold was 26 years old, a twin, a sportsman, a dedicated young officer. Walking beside him was 29-year-old Constable Rachel McCrow, remembered for her sharp wit and relentless kindness. Alongside them were Constables Randall Kirk and Keely Brough, both 28. None of them was even 30 years old. The people watching them through rifle scopes were the Train family. Nathaniel Train had been a respected primary school principal before vanishing from New South Wales following a serious health crisis. His brother Gareth and Gareth's wife Stacey lived off-grid on a remote property at 251 Waynes Road. To former colleagues, they had seemed perfectly ordinary, but behind closed doors, they had built an arsenal of high-powered hunting rifles and disappeared deep into online conspiracy forums, developing an absolute hatred of government authority.
Sometimes they have to kill us. They have to kill us. Because they can't break our spirit. Sometimes our Father does not allow them to kill us.
On December 4th, Nathaniel was reported missing. Queensland police were asked to carry out a basic welfare check. It was considered entirely routine. 8 days later, at 4:35 p.m., the 4 constables parked at the property boundary, climbed the perimeter fence, and began walking up the dirt driveway. The area was a known communications black spot. Their radios were almost useless, and Gareth and Nathaniel Train already had them in their sights from camouflaged positions in the bush. At 4:37 p.m., the first shot rang out. Matthew Arnold was struck in the chest and killed instantly. The remaining officers scattered for cover. Rachel McCrow was shot in the back as she tried to retreat, falling to the ground. Randall Kirk was grazed, but made it back to his vehicle, firing his handgun defensively before escaping to call for backup. Keely Brough hid in the scrub as the trains began setting the grass around her on fire. She whispered to the emergency operator that they were trying to burn her out and asked her to tell her family she loved them. While Brough lay hidden in the smoke, Gareth Train walked calmly down the driveway to where Rachel McCrow lay wounded and helpless on the ground, and executed her. Minutes later, a 58-year-old neighbor named Alan Dare drove over, thinking he might help fight a grass fire. The moment he stepped out of his vehicle, he was shot dead. By 6 p.m., 16 officers had formed a rescue line under fire, pulling their fallen colleagues and Constable Brough out of the burning brush. But the trains refused to surrender. At 7:31 p.m., while surrounded by armed tactical units, Gareth and Stacey Train calmly sat outside and recorded a final video, uploading it to YouTube. They called the police demons and said, "They came to kill us, and we killed them." When the Special Emergency Response Team arrived with an armored vehicle, the trains opened fire directly onto its windshield, using Matthew Arnold's stolen police pistol. At 10:29 p.m., tactical officers stormed the property. By 10:39, all 3 perpetrators were dead. The investigation that followed stretched internationally. In December 2023, the FBI arrested an American conspiracy theorist, named Donald Day Jr. in Arizona, who had spent over a year sending the train's extreme end-of-days ideology online, and had commented on their final YouTube video within minutes of them posting it. At the subsequent coronial inquest, State Coroner Terry Ryan concluded that the trio were not driven by terrorism in the legal sense, but by a severe shared delusion, one in which they genuinely believed they were defending themselves against evil. He also noted starkly that the officers' standard-issue handguns were no match for the rifles used against them, making the outcome inevitable from the moment they crossed that fence. Outside the court, Rachel McCrow's mother spoke for all the families. She said their children went to work that day to keep a community safe and never came home. She wanted them remembered for their bravery, their uniforms, and the lives they lived. The Wieambilla attack led directly to the creation of Australia's first national firearms register. Matthew, Rachel, and Alan did not survive, but the country they served has not forgotten them. If this story moved you, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a like. It helps make sure stories like theirs reach as many people as possible. Leave your thoughts and condolences for the families in the comments below. Stay safe, look out for one another, and I'll see you in the next video.